and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, this is iRadio Afternoon News. First, here are the headlines. The government of the United Kingdom has cautioned its citizens traveling to South Sudan to stay vigilant due to the security situation in the country. A report suggests that more than 300,000 South Sudanese are expected to suffer from severe acute malnutrition in 2022, which is the highest since 2013. And a chief in Equatorial County of Eastern Equatorial State says teachers are fleeing the area due to ongoing mass arrests, allegedly by soldiers. These stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin with me, Helen Samuel. Now, the news in detail. The government of the United Kingdom has cautioned its citizens traveling to South Sudan to stay vigilant due to the security situation in the country. The travel advisory was issued yesterday against all travel to South Sudan, but urges Britons who insist on visiting the country to be on guard. The advisory cited reports of intercommunal violence in some areas of the country, as well as reports of fighting between armed groups. The alert on the UK government website appealed to its citizens in the country to be in safe locations and avoid traveling at night. The UK is not the only European country to issue a travel advisory. Last week, the Canadian government also issued a similar warning to its citizens, urging them against all travel to South Sudan due to armed conflicts and intercommunal violence. According to media reports, the security situation has worsened in some states due to rampant intercommunal and cattle-related violence. However, political conflicts have long subsided until the recent deadly insurgents in Unity State. A report suggests that more than 300,000 people are expected to suffer from severe acute malnutrition in 2022, which is the highest since 2013. The 2022 Interpersonal Communication Food Security Analysis revealed that 6 out of 10 people in South Sudan are facing food insecurity with multiple negative consequences. This came as the National Ministry of Health and partners launched a 7-day campaign to encourage mothers to breastfeed their children to prevent malnutrition. South Sudan today joins the rest of the world to mark Breastfeeding Week, which runs from 1st to 7th of August every year. The theme for this year is Step Up for Breastfeeding, Educate and Support. According to the government and its partners, breastfeeding a child for 6 months is one of the simplest, safe and healthiest means of feeding a baby. This, according to them, can help prevent malnutrition among children. In a statement seen by iRadio, the Undersecretary of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Victoria Anip, says breastfeeding children is critical for their health. She says, and I quote, "It is proven that breast milk is the only food that babies need for the first 6 months of their lives, and it keeps them healthy and protected." The Ministry of Health will work with all partners to increase knowledge among all mothers in South Sudan to ensure that all babies are exclusively breastfed for the first 6 months of their lives. End quote. Recent data suggests that more than half of the children in South Sudan are exclusively breastfed during the first 6 months of their life. The statement further states that exclusive breastfeeding for up to 6 months and complementary feeding helps build a child's immunity. It also protects the children against common childhood illnesses and prevents malnutrition. UNICEF, however, says that they are working closely with the Ministry of Health to support 1,145 nutrition centers that provide therapeutic foods and life-saving medicines to treat common childhood illnesses and other medical supplies. It adds that UNICEF South Sudan is also supporting 4,500 mother-to-mother support groups. A chief in Equatorial County of Eastern Equatorial State says teachers are fleeing the area due to ongoing mass arrests allegedly by the soldiers. According to the area chief, Joseph Odongi says some of the teachers escaped after one of their colleagues was arrested yesterday and detained at a military barrack. Chief Odongi says the arrested teacher is called Omoyi Valent. According to the chief, the teacher is accused of being involved in last month's clashes between youth and SSPDF.
Is one of the things which is really discouraging people, and even people will get fear, more especially the community who have come from when they run out, they come back. So when they are seeing now people are arresting some of the youth, more especially teachers, so now it really bring us fear again. Yesterday they arrested one. Some of the teachers ran away and they are searching. Now they are provoking the situation again, which is not good. Yeah, that one is called Omoyi Valent.
The chief stated that they are talking with the local authority to address the matter. This news is coming to you from iRadio. The deputy director of Bors Prison says they do not collect money from those visiting jailed relatives, as claimed by several people, including activists. Yesterday, activist Bol Deng Bol told iRadio in an interview that prison wardens collect between 500 to 1,000 South Sudanese pounds from people visiting jailed relatives and friends. Bol, who is the chairperson of Jonglei Civil Society Network, stated that on several occasions he has been forced to pay money before he could see a jailed person. But the deputy director of Bors Prison, Paul Ayuat, dismissed the allegations in an interview with iRadio this morning. Mr. Ayuat said his administration does not ask for payments whatsoever from visitors to the facility.
Yes, regarding the accusation label on us, yes, my concern just now from director of Central Prison. He told me such thing is not happening, is not there totally. If you have such people, send them to me. If you have people, send them to me to come and prove to me. Put on your side that they send them also to me to come and prove. My administration says nothing of that kind. So let those who complain, let them come here. Send them to me.
And lastly, before the international news, the first Vice President, Dr. Riek Machar, has married off his daughter with 45 cows from 500 his son-in-law offered as dowry per customary laws. The spokesperson of the first Vice President says it's a symbolic message to the South Sudanese for cultural commitment. Both says Machar insists on 11 heads of cattle based on customary laws, but the family agreed on 45. But Machar's son-in-law offers to pay 500 cows, an offer Dr. Machar turned down. William Deng Rehan, a former rapper Aka Wildeer, last week proposed and got engaged to first Vice President's daughter, Mayor Riek Machar, in Juba. Over the weekend, Mayor's family, headed by Riek Machar and his wife, the Defense Minister Angelina Tenyi, and Deng's family sat for dowry negotiations. After Deng's family proposed to offer 500 cows, During dowry negotiations, Riek Machar said that his family can't take 500 cows. Both Bualang, the spokesperson for the first vice president, told iRadio that
it was a normal traditional process that almost taking place regarding such occasions. There's the in-law for His Excellency has proposed to Mayor Riek, and yesterday they started the dowry negotiation, whereby the family came Burgun in the Nuer tradition. They used to sit down and discuss it ahead of meeting the in-laws side. He was proposing 11 cows according to an old gentleman agreement for the dowry, but at the end they have been discussed with the family and built to 45 cows only.
Initially, Dr. Riek Machar and his wife Angelina Tenyi only asked for 11 cows for the dowry per the initial customary laws. Their argument is that raising or inflating dowries for marriages, as is currently happening in some communities in South Sudan, will make it extremely difficult for young people, including graduates, to get married and establish their respective families. William Deng is from Warrap State, while Mer is from Unity State. You're listening to iRadio News, and now to the international news brought to you by MTN.
Momo is a life with Momo. 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 Momo, matane situ better boom, better boom. It is struggle fi Medina. Yala asa MTN mobile money. Pijibula ita fursa. Alam guru staki wele bi woduru. Alam guru staki wele bi seregu. Delena trust MTN mobile money.
Welcome to the regional and international stories with me, Jamie Satemakura. Sudan on Sunday confirmed its first case of monkeypox. The patient is a 16-year-old student from West Darfur State, the country's health ministry said. The World Health Organization last week declared the monkeypox outbreak a global health emergency. There are more than 21,000 cases worldwide so far, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. UN peacekeepers arrested in the Democratic Republic of Congo over the killing of 2 civilians at a border crossing on Sunday will no longer serve in the country, according to government spokesman Patrick Muyaya. 15 others were injured when the peacekeepers forced their way across the border from Uganda through Kasindi town. The government and the UN peacekeeping mission, MONUSCO, are investigating the incident, Muyaya said. The government appeals to the Congolese people in general to stay calm, and particularly in Kasindi and the entire province of North Kivu, he said in a statement. Some 82 people are expected to appear in a South African court today on suspicion of illegal mining, attempted murder, possession of explosives, and contravening immigration laws. Police have said the suspects, most of whom are illegal miners, may also be linked to the gang rape of 8 women who were part of filming a music video. That incident occurred on Thursday in Krugersdorp, west of Johannesburg. The group of 12 women and 10 men said they were attacked while filming a music video at Mine Dump. The 8 women who were gang raped were aged between 19 and 37.
Thank you, James Atem, for the roundup of stories from the international arena. You're listening to iRadio News, and here is Moyo Jacob with the sports news.
Good afternoon, Helen Samuel, and let's start with the local sports. South Sudan Football Association has officially closed a 5-day FIFA referees assessor course conducted by FIFA expert Mr. Onias Felix yesterday in Juba. The closing ceremony was attended by the President Agustino Maduot, the SSF Secretariat members, and members of the Board of Directors. According to South Sudan Football Association, the 30 participants from South Sudan have successfully completed the course. The SSFA president urged the participants to share the knowledge gained with those that were unable to attend the course in their respective local associations. Also, Mr. Felix, who is the FIFA expert, expressed his satisfaction with the 30 assessors that he trained and showed a vote of confidence in them. Elsewhere, England created history by winning their first major women's tournament in a dramatic Euro 2022 final against all rivals and 8-time champions Germany at Wembley. Substitute Gloria Kelly poked home a loose ball from a corner to send the raucous record crowd of 87,192 into a frenzy with 10 minutes of extra time remaining. She waited for confirmation of the goal before taking off her shot and waving it around her head while being lifted by her teammates in a moment of pure elation. On a monumental day in English football history, Sarina Wegman's side showed they were equal to anything a strong and physical Germany team threw at them. Neymar scored twice as Paris Saint-Germain thrashed Nantes 4-0 to win the Trophy des Champions in Christophe Galtier's first game as manager. Galtier replaced Mauricio Pochettino at the end of last season and enjoyed a comfortable win in Tel Aviv, Israel. League One champions PSG have now won 9 of the past 10 trophies des Champions, the French equivalent of the Community Shield. Nantes won the French Cup to qualify for the match. And finally, American basketball great Bill Russell has died at the age of 88. As a player, Center Russell won a record 11 NBA titles and 5 NBA Most Valuable Player awards during a 13-year career with the Boston Celtics. He captained America to Olympic gold in 1956, and he transcended the court by becoming the league's first black head coach and an equal rights pioneer. Russell was first inducted to the Basketball Hall of Fame as a player in 1975, then again as a coach in 2021, and his number 6 jersey is retired by the Celtics. End of the sports news, and back to you, Helen Samuel, in the studio.
Thank you, Moyo Jacobs, for the sports updates. You are listening to iRadio News, and to end this bulletin, here are the headlines once again. The government of the United Kingdom has cautioned its citizens traveling to South Sudan to stay vigilant due to the security situation in the country. A report suggests that more than 300,000 South Sudanese are expected to suffer from severe acute malnutrition in 2022, which is the highest since 2013. And the chief in Equatorial County of Eastern Equatorial State says teachers are fleeing the area due to ongoing mass arrests allegedly by the soldiers. And that's the end of iRadio Afternoon News. You can get these stories and updates by subscribing to iRadio News Alerts on your MTN South Sudan number. Call 700 or dial *700# and follow the instructions. If there is a story or an event you'd like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message on +211 925 387 870. It's also our WhatsApp number. Follow us on Twitter at iRadio Juba. Like our Facebook page iRadio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for the news in Arabic at 1:30. I'm Helen Samuel. Thank you for listening.